Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be for my Earth and Space Science class. So if you are in my Earth and Space Science class, this is a video you will want to watch. If you're not part of that class, you're more than welcome to watch it anyway, but this is mostly for Earth and Space Science. And I thought this was a good shirt to wear for today because we are going to be not talking about a galaxy far, far away, but actually a solar system very, very close. We are going to be talking about the planets of our solar system today. But this video is going to focus on what are called the inner planets. Now, you might be thinking, what are the inner planets? The inner planets are the first four planets closest to our to our sun. That is Mercury, Venus, one you may have heard of called Earth, and Mars. Um, The first four planets are called terrestrial planets because they are similar to Earth in that they have a hard, rocky surface. Not all planets have a hard surface. We will get onto those different types of planets in the next Earth and Space Science video, but for these ones, we're just going to be talking about the surface that has the planets that have a surface that you could step on. Like I said, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So the first planet to talk about is Mercury. Mercury is named after the Roman god of speed. Um, a lot of the planets have been named after Roman gods. Um, for instance, Mercury being the first one. It is closest to the Sun and is 1/3 the size of Earth, and it has no moons. So it's a very lonely planet. It has no moons to surround it. As far as its atmosphere, it has very little in the way of atmosphere, and mostly oxygen, sodium, and hydrogen from the Sun. Now, just a reminder, I am going to be going over the note packet that I sent home for Earth and Space Science. So it would be much to your benefit if you were looking at the note packet that I included in the packet that I sent home to you, or was delivered to you on the bus, or however it got to you, or you went to the school and picked it up. So if you have this, you should get that out and go over it, go through it with me. That way we're looking at the same information. Okay, so moving right along. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the planet, then I'm going to give some things that make it unique. And one thing about Mercury that is unique is it has a planet-wide system of cliffs, and these are called scarps. And these scarps are thought to have been created due to volcanic activity on that planet. Now, we're not sure exactly how these cliffs got there, but it is thought to have been caused by volcanic activity. If you look in once again, the note packet, and if you don't have them, I will include a Office 365 link in the description of this video. Or if you click that, then you put in your email and password for Office 365. You should be able to access it, I think. I think that's how that works, but I guess we'll see. um, and if you have the notes in front of you, you will see a picture of what we have of these scarps. And this is a system of cliffs that wraps around the entire planet. Now, obviously, it being that close to the sun, Mercury is a very, very hot place to be, so no liquid water there. Next up, we have Venus. Now, Venus is named after the Roman goddess of beauty. If we are to talk about the Roman pantheon for just a second, the Roman pantheon, now this is a little bit of a history, the Roman religion they kind of just copied the Greeks. So a lot of the gods and goddesses that the Romans observed were essentially just a copy of the Greeks, their religion. So Venus was the Roman goddess of beauty. You may be more familiar with the Venus's Greek counterpart, Aphrodite. Um, but Venus is named after the Roman goddess of beauty, and it is the brightest planet in the sky. Thick clouds around Venus prevent direct observation. Venus is covered in a super dense cloud. We cannot really directly observe the surface of Venus due to how dense these clouds are. And a day on Venus is equal to 243 Earth days. So it has a very slow rotation. So 1 day on Venus is equal to 243 days on Earth. So if we say that 1 Earth day or 1 Venus day is equal to 243 Earth days, we can calculate out how long things might take on Venus. So let's talk about a traditional school day. A traditional school day is roughly equal to 8 hours. And then you can take that 8 hours is roughly, well, not roughly, that 8 hours is a third of an Earth day. So if we do some easy math, we divide up these 243 Earth days for 1 Venus day. So 1 school day, so what would be 1 8-hour period on Earth, is 81 days on Venus. So 1 Venus school day is 81 Earth days. So you better be glad that you go to school on Earth and not on Venus. Most similar to Earth in dimensions, but surface conditions are very different. Here's another reason you wouldn't want to be on Venus. The pressure of Venus's atmosphere would make you feel like you were under 920 meters of water. And if you're not familiar with meters, that's a little over half a mile. So imagine a half a mile of water weighing down on your head. That does not sound like a very comfortable place for me. The atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, and clouds are made of sulfuric acid and produces acid rain. So not only would all that pressure crush you, it's going to rain sulfuric acid from the sky. Named after the Roman goddess of beauty, I think that was a bit of an insult to Venus herself. Venus also has an immense greenhouse effect, just like how we have here on Earth, how we have heat from the sun that comes in and gets trapped in the atmosphere. Well, Venus has that, but dialed up to about 35. They have an immense greenhouse effect there. Venus's surface is so hot, it can melt lead. Lead is one of the densest metals we have, and Venus's surface can melt it, and liquid water simply cannot exist. The only reason that we have liquid water on our planet is because the temperature gets low enough that the water vapor in the air can condense into liquid water and rain down as rain. But the conditions on Venus are so hot, liquid water simply cannot exist. The temperature never gets low enough for the water vapor in the air to condense into liquid. So, not a very great place to live. Venus's surface temperature is 30 times that of Earth. So, Venus, not a great place to take a vacation. I would not recommend it. Next planet to talk about is Earth. It's the one you live on. Moving on. We talked about Earth so far up until this period in the class that I'm not going to cover more about Earth. We've done all of Earth. It's where you live. Okay, so the last planet that I'm going to talk about in this video is Mars. Mars is named for the Roman god of war. It is called the Red Planet simply due to its color. It is smaller than Earth with two moons, Phobos and Deimos. It is smaller than Earth, and due to the color, it is referred to as the Red Planet. It is made up of similar gases as Venus, but does not have as harsh as a greenhouse effect. It does not have the heat trapping properties that are as intense as they are on Venus. The atmosphere on Mars is thin, but the wind constantly blows and dust storms can last for months. So there's little atmosphere there. The wind is constantly blowing, never stops. And there have been dust storms that we have observed from Earth that have lasted for a very, very long time. Okay, so getting to the end of the new information here today. A little bit about the surface of Mars. The southern and northern parts of Mars are very different. The south has many craters and highlands like the moon. So the southern part of the planet is going to have a layout that is very similar to our moon. The north has few craters and these gradually rolling plains. So north side is going to be very smooth. Bottom side is going to have a lot of craters. Last slide for today says 4 gigantic shield volcanoes are located near the equator. The equator, of course, is the middle of the planet, the midsection. And there are 4 enormous shield volcanoes. And if you think back to our chapter on volcanoes, a shield volcano is one that is very wide around and has a very gradual slope up. It doesn't come up real jagged like this. It's very wide and comes up in a very gentle point. That's what a shield volcano is. It's due to the shape. The largest volcano on Mars is called Olympus Mons, and the base is larger than the state of Colorado, and it rises 3 times higher than Mount Everest. So this is a massive, massive volcano. It is 3 times higher than the highest mountain on our planet. Okay guys, that's going to be it for today. I know this video is a bit shorter than the one yesterday, but I didn't have to do a review and sort of like a catch-up sort of part. So that's going to be it for today. So thank you for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with a new video. Hello, Hunter. Leave it be. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.